All right, welcome back guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're gonna talk about my 2003 BMW ZHP. I know it's been a little while and I actually had some bad luck. I had like 2 videos where the footage somehow is deleted and I can't find it on any memory card. So I had some updates on the truck and I had another, I think I had like a wash video. So both of those, which I wanted to get out to you guys, not here. But I haven't done an update on the old ZHP here, 19 years old, still going, and I'm daily driving this on a pretty regular basis, especially in summer and fall, perfect seasons for driving a car like this. Rear wheel drive, you know, good temperatures, really easy to live with. So I'm gonna do a little update for fall for this car, and I'll probably do a similar thing for the other cars as well, but let's jump right into it. Okay, just to reiterate and prove, I have driven this car the last few weeks without a wash, so I've driven through some rain, and as usual, I feel like I always show you guys the footwell here with the pedals. Got some sand and rocks and stuff as usual. We're at 126,381. Not too bad. I think last time I had an update, it was closer to 122 or 23,000. So put some miles on it since you guys have seen the car updated last. And yes, we've got the M3 floor mats. These are actually the floor mats from my E92. The floor mats that were in here, I hated. So I wanted to see if the old floor mats from the M3 would fit, and actually they do fit pretty well. So during the nicer seasons, I actually just leave those in there. It's kind of odd, but it works. And there's other, you know, highlights and things like that. So let's talk about something that has annoyed me a little bit, is dealing with an older Alcantara wheel. This is not the best for, you know, using on a regular basis, obviously, because just it wears, and then the dust and dirt and grime from your hands gets caught in it, and it's just more upkeep. So a leather wheel is a little bit more practical if you guys are wondering. So I would say if the car already has it, it's probably fine, but if you're daily driving a car with an Alcantara wheel, it's probably not the best choice. But that just depends on the life you want to live. So if you're willing to deal with it, then it's still pretty cool. We got a newer shift knob in here. I think I bought this from either ECS or eBay or something like that. So that's doing just fine. Need some bushings as usual because the parts and pieces here are still factory. Then you'll see we've got some normal wear and tear around like the cup holder area. So this isn't like a stain. This is just the wearing of the plastic, unfortunately. So again, it definitely needs a little bit of updates, but the seats in general are okay. The one big problem area I still have, which I have not addressed, is this spot here. It's a little bit dark, but maybe you guys can see that I put a little patch there because it is actually ripped. So not really ideal to have that. All right, so on to something that I definitely need to address, and I need your guys' help with this. So this section has given me an issue before, and now it's got worse. So this is wearing on the paint, and I'm a little embarrassed to show you guys that, but that is why you should maintain your stuff and your vehicles. So it looks like the bracket or whatever connects this to the car has failed. So if there's an easy way to just swap those out, or if there's something you can do without replacing the entire shadow line, because this is one piece, definitely let me know. So appreciate the help. If you guys have any input there, that'd be much appreciated. Back seats really see pretty much no use. I vacuum them every once in a while, mainly just for dust, I guess, than anything else. We've got a little air pump there on the just in case situations. Better just to air up your tire if it's low than having to do the spare. Got the rear of the car, fresh emblem here because when I paint corrected, some of the clear on that came off, and debadged the 330. And we also have a nice silicone frame here, and it has like little drain holes. I really like that for a lot of cars. So if you're curious, I'll put a link in the description. Trunk is good. I I think maybe I topped it up once just because maybe when I did the oil change I didn't put enough in there, but other than that, pretty good. The rubber mat is still in good shape. We replaced these, so check that video out. Still looking good. Everything else, the wheels definitely need some attention. You know, this car is more of like a normal car for me, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm all about modifying and adjusting and messing with stuff, but I haven't really messed with this car that much. Maybe put like $1,000 into it. So for the price I paid, like all in, like it's still, you know, I'm trying not to go overboard here, which I have to say I'm proud of myself. Everything on this side is good. Really, there's no creaks, there's no rattles in this car. That was one of the things I was scared going from the E39 M5 to this, essentially, is this car's not feeling like it's built like the M5, which is no surprise to anyone. So when you drive it, you know, closing the doors, touching the different surfaces, you sort of feel like it's not high end. So my impression would be it may rattle, but there's no rattles. Rattles are something that happens, and I end up just selling the car. That was part of the reason I got rid of my Jeep. Stuff was just rattling left and right. I just couldn't take it anymore, and it was time to move on anyway. Sorry the lighting is not the best in here, but I'll give you an overview. I would probably do like an engine bay detail before wintertime, just to do it, you know, once a season or so. You know, obviously the wintertime's gonna be worse and make it worse. But this gives me, even just right now, this is kind of what I do every once in a while. I'm checking on the power steering pump right here, or the fluid reservoir rather. It looks like it might be seeping a little bit still. So replace the gasket, that's fine. But the rest of this car is good. I did a full cooling system because there was a small cooling leak, and some of the cooling system was done, but not all of it. Like the expansion tank wasn't done at the time, and there's a couple hoses and stuff, like the main hose. I think this one right here hadn't been done, even though that's a really easy one to get to. And there's a couple other things that actually was not the most fun project. However, definitely nice to have that, since these cars are known for the cooling issue. Another thing which older BMWs specifically seem to have issues with is the cowl here on the windshield, and obviously this thing, what the heck is this called? The trim around the windshield. So this whole trim, I remember I did on the M5, but this car needed a new windshield because a rock came up and smacked and cracked the windshield. So got a new windshield, and also did the cowl down here, which I'll show you. All right, I'll show you the cowl. You've probably seen that in a different video, but nice and fresh underneath the windshield wipers there. That was already chipping and faded, so nice to get that nice and fresh. Paint, pretty good shape. Got some rock chips, got some patina. You know, we got, I don't know what the heck this is, but there's not really a whole lot of swirls. There's a little bit of love marks here and there, which is normal for washing. And I don't know if I'm gonna do another full detail like next year, do a polish and update to the coating, like polish it off and do another layer, another application, or what. All right, so I think that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I just wanted an update for this car and a little bit on me. It's funny, I just haven't really like thought a lot about this car recently. Been just driving it a lot to work and back, jump in, go, get out, and that's what I've been doing a lot recently, which explains lack of videos and content and stuff like that. It's just been distracted doing other things like work, which gives me the ability to buy cool stuff like this, and it's still really cool to have this around. So it's hard to think about the next car, which, to be honest with you, still thinking about the E39 M5. As a replacement for this, but I just look back to the content and the thought process of owning a car like that. It was much more stressful, much more expensive, way more engine lights. Like, this car is very like normal to own, despite a couple things here and there, which is totally reasonable. So I'm struggling a little bit with that, you know, buying an E39 M5 and semi-daily driving it. It's a lifestyle, and that is way more serious of a commitment, it feels like, than this, because it's been very painless owning this car, which is part of the reason I'm surprised I still have it. I just assumed it would be a similar experience as the M5. So what's weird is how much I love the M5 despite, you know, you have a 100,000 mile M5, so that's kind of the way it goes with those cars. So anyways, I digress. Still love this car. It'd be nice to have an M5 and this car, but then again, we're starting to get a little excessive there, so I want to be careful. But those are my thoughts. This is the update for this car. Winter time for this car. I have snow tires, so that's perfect. Snow tires, manual transmission. Rear wheel drive is maybe not ideal in the winter time, but unless there's like 6 or 8 inches of snow or more, it's really fine. And I also obviously have the truck to drive, which is perfect in the wintertime too. So anyways, yeah, so I have a little bit of work to do. The interior, the A-pillar, which I'm not sure I showed you, the fabric's coming off. I have the seat, and then the exterior here, the paint is fading on the door handles, which I'm sure you've seen in other videos. So that I want to do a little project, and I have a couple of guys who do paint work pretty well, so I could probably get that done. It'll be a nice improvement for this car. And you know, you walk up to it and the door handle's faded, so it'd be nice to clean that up, a couple $100 or whatever it is. And yeah, so anyways, comment below. You know, again, delay in the videos, but here I am, here is the car, and there's the update for you. So thanks again for watching. See you next time.